On today's episode of Redneck Light, I install a garage ceiling shelf that lifts up and down, smoothly lifts up to 300 pounds from the floor to the ceiling safely and easily, allowing me to store those heavy, bulky items without having to get on the ladder. This is a really great product. As you can see, I've got my mower and all kinds of lawn equipment up there, floor to ceiling without breaking a sweat. Stay tuned for the unboxing and install process. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Redneck Light. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Fleximounts GL1 garage ceiling storage lift. So this is a pretty neat device. I've seen before the shelves that you can mount on the ceiling of your garage to add a little bit of storage space, which I'm one of those people. If I've got a 2-car garage, I should be able to put 2 cars in it. And especially with some modern garages, it's real hard to fit stuff in there. So a ceiling mount storage rack's a great solution for me. Thing is, being a shelf on the ceiling, I got to get on a ladder or a step stool to kind of put stuff up there. Especially if I've got heavy stuff to put up there, it's not a great situation. But this thing seems to be the best of both worlds. I've got ceiling storage and it lifts up and down. So basically I can lower the whole thing down, load what I need to load, and lift it up into the ceiling out of the way. So we're going to put this together, take a look at the assembly and install, and we're going to try to lift some stuff up toward the ceiling. Now, I don't think my shop is the messiest shop in the world, but it definitely is not the most organized shop in the world. I've got a lot of stuff over here, stuff from the kids, and by being able to, if I can lift some of this stuff up to the ceiling to clear some floor space, that would be just awesome. So right here I got the Fleximounts box. It's a pretty big box. It's a 4 foot by 4 foot, 300 pound weight capacity. It's good for ceilings that are lower than 9 feet. Mine's 8 foot, so it's pretty much the perfect height. And so I think I'm going to put it right here where all of this clutter is. So I'm going to clear this all out of the way and just kind of get some space prepared. Alright, I think we've got a good spot now. A lot of stuff moved out of the way. But hopefully I'll be able to put some of it up on the ceiling now. There we go. Okay. So the box is pretty well organized. Take a look at the manual first. Alright, so the first part of it, it has you lay out a ceiling template, which is really quite convenient because you can kind of get an idea of where on the floor you want to put it. Alright, so here's the deal. I've messed around with this for a little while. They give you a roll of tape here that you can use to tape the template to your ceiling. But if you've got an unfinished ceiling like mine, there's not really any good place to tape it. At first I was thinking, well, maybe if I just measure really, really carefully, I can do it. But I actually came up with a different idea. And this would work if you also had a finished ceiling. Instead of using tape, I'm going to use a staple gun. Basically, they fit real easy into that template. And now when I mounted this up here, I tried to get as close to the center of my stud here as possible. But you can line that up inside your little template hole, and then I just like to take a little red pencil or whatever pencil marking implement you have and outline in those holes. Now for your drill, it says to drill a 5mm hole 2.4 inches deep or 60 millimeters deep. If you're working in inches and fractions, that's a 3/8 inch drill bit and 2 3/8 inch deep. once you got your pilot holes taken care of, now you want to measure out the whole thing. I'm just going to show you one of these brackets from start to finish, and then I'm going to do the rest of the brackets kind of off camera. But basically you'll position where you drilled your holes, and then you have these tapping bolts, and it uses a 13mm socket. I'm going to use my impact driver just to make my life a little bit easier. But that's one bracket. Basically the rest of them, you line up your bracket with the template and then mark it and drill it. So I'll go ahead and do those off camera. Okay, we got all our brackets installed. It was relatively painless. I do recommend a slightly larger drill bit than it indicates. And then when you're driving them in, I highly recommend an impact driver, because it's a very snug fit for those bolts, rightly so, because they've got to hold a lot of weight. At this point it says to take down the template, and now we can move on to the next step of the process. Alright, next thing you're going to do is to install the axle. FYI, this is quite heavy, so you may need help with this one. Oh, dang it. I have to tease it a little bit to go in, but yeah. You want to fully stretch it out to where it fits snugly on both brackets. And then this little center bit, there's going to be a hole on this side and a hole on this side. You want to slide the bar till both holes are showing, so that way you can thread a bolt into them. Okay, you can see the two bolts on each bracket, and then these two bolts in the axle. So now the next step is we're going to unwrap these two sets of wires here, and we want to take the one that's longer and loop it through the pulley over here. Alright, it's actually a new day. We kind of ran out of time last night, but I was able to get the cables installed. Actually wasn't too hard. Basically you have two sets of cables that are wrapped up on either end, and then you just take the longer one and kind of thread it through and make sure that it's not tangled. Now it's time to assemble the wire grid. And it tells you which side should be facing up with some stickers. Very helpful. So it's kind of stood up on the wall to kind of help. It's kind of tricky, but if you can get these J bolts, you want the open end facing out like this, and you want to get these two holes at the end and basically position them so it's about the same distance from either side. So I'll go ahead and tighten those. Alright, and now for the moment of truth. We're going to get everything attached. Alright, now for your gearbox over here, there's a little safety lock, this little black thing. So you want to pull that away first. Alright, so now we're going to bring it all together. Now in the manual it says you can connect a drill directly to the end of the crank pulley, which is what I'm going to do, because I don't want to hand crank this, and I don't have a lot of space. See, actually this axle, if you've got a standard garage, will probably be up against the wall, so you'll be standing kind of back there, but I've got mine set up a little bit differently because my shop's a little different. So it says when raising it for the first time you want to put a load on it, so I just threw my toolbox on it just to start. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise it up as high as it'll go, make sure everything looks level, and then lower it back down. So counterclockwise, that would be like you're unscrewing it. I'll go ahead and attach it, hold the pole. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm going to stop right there. Alright, so now that we've got everything set up here, we're going to load her up. Weight limit's 300 pounds. We're going to get right up to 300 pounds to see if it can lift. Alright, I've got it loaded up. I've got my old Honda push mower, which 60 to 100 pounds, give or take. And then all this random other junk, I verified, weighed all of them. It is under 300 pounds. And this is perfect for me because all of this stuff, I haven't been able to find a good place for it. By lifting this up to the ceiling out of the way, it'll save me a lot of space. Alright, now we're going to raise it up. Just FYI, when you have weight on this, it requires a little bit of torque. With the hand crank, you don't even feel it. But if you're using a drill or something, just go slow while you're raising it up so it doesn't rip out of your hand. It's up there. When you're done lifting, make sure you engage the safety lock. This will prevent it from spinning anymore, and then you can just kind of hang this up here. Alright, and there it is. I've got it raised about, I don't know, 1.5 feet, 2 foot from the ceiling there. And I got all my random lawn stuff up there. Good 4x4 space. So now I can organize my garage with even more room. That push mower, I was always just kind of in an awkward spot. There wasn't any really good place for it. I also had a bunch of random lawn equipment that I don't use too terribly often, but storing it up here, even if I lower it halfway, it'll be easier to get to that stuff. And on the floor underneath, I can put all kinds of stuff down here. So there you have it, Fleximounts GL1. I can recommend it. Like I said, it wasn't too hard to install. It actually comes with tools, but if you have your own power tools, it makes it that much faster. Raising and lowering by hand isn't hard, but if you do have a drill with an 8mm socket, it makes lifting and lowering a whole lot faster and easier as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Support me by checking out the affiliate links. There'll be a link to the Fleximounts GL1 in the description, along with some of the other tools and things that I used in the video. So please like, subscribe. Hope you enjoy. We'll see you next time.